It's the book club, and this time one from a couple of years ago that I've been meaning to get to for a while. This is We Spread by Iain Reid. Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Dave Musson, and this is a place where often I'm talking to you about Stephen King, sometimes I'm talking to you about horror movies, but in this series I'm talking to you about horror books that I have read recently, that I have enjoyed, and that I think you will too. Yes, this is my book club. You can check out the full list I've done so far on the playlist. There's more than 60 recommendations. And like I say, the idea is simple. Books I've liked that I think you will too. No negativity here. There's enough spaces on the internet for that. No, I'm just talking about books that I think you will like to check out. So in each episode, I give you a synopsis of the book, a bit about the author, a spoiler-free review, and I try and align it to a Stephen King book as well to just give you that point of reference. And if you read one of these books that I've recommended and you enjoy it, make sure you go and rate it and review it on places like Storygraph, Goodreads, Amazon. And if you really like it, rave about it to your friends on your social media channels, on your own YouTube page if you have one. All of those things get people enthused about these books, okay? So this time I'm dipping into my birthday book haul from last December, and I'm picking up a book from an author whose other two novels I've really enjoyed. I've been looking forward to getting to this one for a while. So this is from 2022, this book. It's called We Spread, and it's by Iain Reid. Let's get into it. Right, a synopsis for you. Penny, an artist, has lived in the same apartment for decades, surrounded by the artefacts and keepsakes of her long life. She is resigned to the mundane rituals of old age until things start to slip. Before her longtime partner passed away years earlier, provisions were made, unbeknownst to her, for a room in a unique long-term care residence where Penny finds herself after one too many incidents. Initially surrounded by peers, conversing, eating, sleeping, looking out at the beautiful woods that surround the house, all is well. She even begins to paint again. But as the days start to blur together, Penny, with a growing sense of unrest and distrust, starts to lose her grip on the passage of time and on her place in the world. Is she succumbing to the subtly destructive effects of aging, or is she an unknowing participant in something more unsettling? At once compassionate and uncanny, told in spare, hypnotic prose, Iain Reid's genre-defying third novel explores questions of conformity, art, productivity, relationships, and what, ultimately, it means to grow old. And here's a bit about Iain Reid. Iain Reid is the author of two critically acclaimed award-winning books of non-fiction. His debut novel, I'm Thinking of Ending Things, was an international bestseller and was translated into more than a dozen languages and made into a movie, and his second novel, Foe, was also adapted for screen. So there's your background. Let's get into my spoiler-free review of We Spread. So I thought this was a fantastic, disorientating and uncanny tale that transports you into the world of this old people's home and gets under your skin just about right away. Now, having read Iain Reid's two previous novels, I knew that maybe the narrator in this might not be the most reliable, and as I was reading it, felt like every single line was either a clue to something or a red herring, and as a result, I just couldn't put the book down, and I flew through it. I was always expecting some sort of twist to just pop up. Now, that desire to keep reading was kind of reinforced with this minimalist, punchy prose that did a lot of storytelling with not many words. Again, it was a very breezy, digestible read. It got in, it cut deep, and then it moved on, and I enjoyed it a lot. I thought Penny was a compelling lead character. Even though you're there thinking, well, she's probably not going to be all that she seems. It's an Iain Reid novel after all. It was difficult not to go with her and root for her all the way through and just fully immerse yourself in her world. So as a portrait of aging, of decreased capacity, of dementia, or at least something close to it, or just of how our own golden years might pan out, this book was harrowing and brilliant. It almost, in many ways, felt like a novel version of the season 1 Castle Rock episode, The Queen, which deals with dementia and aging as well, and which I held up as one of the single greatest bits of television I've ever seen. This felt like a written version of it, and again, just hooked me throughout. So when it comes to comparing this to a Stephen King book, there aren't many Stephen King books that come to mind. There aren't any Stephen King books that come to mind that have this unreliable narrator trope and are so twisty as an Iain Reid novel. But King does write old people very well, and I could see a story like this slotting in alongside some of the tales from You Like It Darker, for example. Okay, to sum up, the ending of We Spread was great, and I absolutely raced towards it. It was frantic, it was spiralling, it was devastating, and ultimately very, very satisfying. This story is both human and horrifying, and like his other novels, will get at you, burrow under your skin, and just itch like mad the whole time it's there. This is another banger from an impressive author. So We Spread came out in 2022. It is out, it is available. If you like the sound of it, go and pick it up. And check out his other books too. They're both great. Okay, another one done on the book club. Do you like the sound of We Spread? Have you already read We Spread? Let me know what you thought of it. And what do you think of Iain Reid in general? If you've read I'm Thinking of Ending Things or Foe, I've enjoyed both of those books. You may have seen the movies as well. I've not got round to the Foe movie just yet, but it's definitely on my list. And there we go, another one ticked off on the book club. Now, if you've made it this far, I'm going to throw a few quick plugs at you. Everything I want to plug is linked below, but those are my award-winning collection of short stories, Once More Around the Sun, my Stephen King trivia book, my range of Stephen King themed band t-shirts, and the fact that you can become a constant viewer, become a member of this channel, get extra content, all of that stuff. If none of that works for you, fine. Thank you for watching anyway. Keep watching, subscribe if you haven't done so already, and maybe tell a friend so more people can come and discover this channel. And I will see you again soon, either for talking about horror movies, for talking about Stephen King, or for another recommendation right here on the book club. Happy reading.